How's it going? I'm Nick from Pacific Estate, and I'm going to read you some questions from The Reviews Are In. So, the first question is there one album that you can drop on and listen to on repeat without skipping any tracks? For me, I'd probably say Come Around Sundown by Kings of Leon. That's definitely one of my favorite albums. From front to back, it's just an amazing album. The End and The Face are probably my favorite songs on that album. And honestly, any Ben Howard song or Ben Howard album or Daughter album is also something I can listen to from front to back. Just all their songs in general are just amazing and nothing I would skip over. Question 2. Is there a dream stage that I'd like to play on? I can't speak for the rest of the band, but for me, I would say Massey Hall. Massey Hall is actually one of the oldest music venues in Toronto, Ontario. I think it was built like 200 years ago. I've seen a bunch of shows there, and the acoustics are amazing, and the whole theater is just absolutely beautiful. So it'd be pretty surreal if we could get to play there. Question 3. Do you have a dream collaboration? Well, I think as a band, it'd be really cool to collaborate with other bands that kind of create the same kind of music. Again, kind of like bands like Kings of Leon, Foo Fighters, Catfish and the Bottlemen. But besides artists that make the same kind of music as us, I think it'd be pretty cool to collaborate with some jazz musicians and blues musicians, specifically other instruments, musicians who play brass instruments like trumpet. I think would be super cool to incorporate. Also, just having maybe an artist like John Mayer, who plays blues guitar, kind of incorporate him with some of our rock music. I think it would sound super cool combining those two genres. I think other than that, that's probably who I would like to collaborate with. And I'm going to pass it over to Evan, who plays bass, for the next questions.
Hey guys, Evan here from Pacific Estate, here to answer a few questions for thereviewsarein.com. One of the questions you guys asked us, what's a fact that not many people might know about us as a group? And to that, I would say that although we got very similar music tastes, we love listening to the same music together, a lot of our songwriting and inspiration comes from different sources. For example, Nick is big into the metal scene, so you can definitely hear that when in his riffs and solos and leads in all of our songs. Me and Grady love listening to jazz music and other more contemporary stuff, and that's greatly influenced our rhythm section in all of our songs. And lastly, Cam is big into the oldie songs. You got 60s, 70s, 80s, and you can definitely hear that in his vocals. Another question you guys asked us was, what's a group or band that we think deserves a bit more recognition? And to that, I'd say probably, we're Canadian boys, and we love Nickelback, even though we think they get a bit more flack than needed. They got some great songs, and we love watching them live and listening to their tunes when we're outside on the patio having a few drinks together. Other than that, I'd say, any local scene. We're from Toronto. We play with a lot of great smaller bands from the area. And, if you're ever looking for new music, make sure to check out your local area, because I'm sure there's a lot of hidden gems in there that you never knew about. And they all produce great music, great music. And with that, I'm going to pass you off to Cam. Thanks for your time.
What's up, guys? Cam here. The first question I got was, what are some of our influences other than Rush? And this is actually a pretty interesting question that I'm going to take a different way. Because, so we put in our band bio that we started as a bunch of kids trying to play some Rush covers, which is true, because Grady and I were both into Rush when we were in, grade 9, and we started jamming together, but we literally only played 2 Rush covers at one show, and we have never played Rush again because it did not go well. So, we're not necessarily as much of a Rush cover band as everyone thought we once were. But some other influences, at least for me with writing, I'd say originally it was something like bands like the Foo Fighters, the Chili Peppers. More recently, I'm into British rock, some stuff like the Arctic Monkeys, Oasis, Stone Roses, that kind of scene. But all around the band, I think Evan touched on this earlier, we have a bunch of different influences. My next question was, what was the writing and recording process like for 34, which is the new single? The writing process was a pretty easy song. It came along quickly. It was one of those songs that I wrote almost in the same amount of time that it takes to listen to. I also lied there. Grady wrote the music. I just wrote the words, but the words came out pretty quickly. And then the recording process was definitely a surprise for us. It was our first time in the studio with Juice, our producer, and he's very meticulous, and we definitely were not expecting how how much hard work was ahead of us. That and the song definitely has some vocal spots up in the top of my register that were not particularly easy to hit, and took a lot of takes and a few nights in a row and a lot of teas to get to, but it was a good time. And then my last question before I hand you guys off to Grady the Lady is what is coming up next. And so we've got another single which has already been uploaded to distribution. I'm gonna not tell you the details of that one because I think we're surprised announcing that later, but sneak peek, there will be a single coming out in the next month. And then after that we're getting into the studio. We're getting in the studio really soon, actually. As soon as we get through COVID, we're gonna get right in the studio. We're gonna bang out about 5 or 6 more songs, and then we're actually gonna have our full debut album done, and we're really excited to get that out sometime in the end of the year, maybe 2021. Unreal. Let me just grab you guys here. Just gonna hand you over to Grady. Have a good one.
What is going on, guys? My name's Grady Evans, drummer for said Pacific Estate. Question you guys had for us was, what are we keeping busy with here in quarantine season? And let me tell you, we've been busy. We've been writing a lot of new material for you guys. We've been, gearing up to jump into the studio and complete our debut album, which will be dropping later this year. And overall, we've just been getting a lot of stuff done. You can check out a couple of covers we put on YouTube, Instagram, Time to Pretend by MGMT. As well, we had Cam do Wake Up by Arcade Fire. So yeah, you guys feel free to check that out. Continue. The best way to support us is just listening to our music, sharing, getting back to us, giving us some feedback. You can hit us up on email, by DM, whatever you want. We love to hear from you guys. Anyways, we are Pacific Estate, and this is us signing off. Guten Tag.